How many shares of HOVR does it take to get to $1 million under 3 different scenarios? Let's talk. So we've got a special one today requested by one of you. We're looking at New Horizon Aircraft, or HOVR, HOVR. We're going to see how many shares of HOVR does it take to get to $1 million under EHANG's current market cap, Archer's current market cap, and Joby's current market cap. This is going to be very interesting, and you'll be excited when I bang around with the numbers. I've also analysed how much it would cost today at each of these scenarios. So if you're really bullish on HOVR, you'll have an exact share amount you'll need and how much it'll cost you today. But before we get into it, make sure to bang that subscribe button, as we're growing out our $1 million stock playlist. So if you have any requests, make sure to bang them in the comments below. And another thing, are any of you actually invested in HOVR? I want to see how much of the eVTOL community actually are taking notice to HOVR. Right, without further ado, let's get into this. Before we get into this presentation, I need to stress more than ever, this is not financial advice, and the Hustle Brothers are not invested in HOVR. Don't let that sway you. However, I don't know enough about HOVR, and I'll have to do a bit of a deep dive into it. If loads of you actually are invested in HOVR, I'll have a look at it, and we can do a bit of a deep dive and discover, is it a stock we should invest in? But for any of you guys interested in this, let's get into how many shares of HOVR does it take to get to $1 million at different scenarios. So we're looking at EHANG, Archer, and Joby's current market cap. So HOVR's current market cap is 16.365 million. So I can see why some people are starting to get a bit excited about this when they're looking at the likes of Archer and Joby's market cap. But you've got to be really careful in this. The current share price is about 52 cents. Now, anything below the dollar is at risk for NASDAQ compliance. I know they have the 180-day extension, but look, you're looking at splits left, right, and center. I'd be very, very careful with this. So for $1 million today, you'd go 1 million and you'll divide that by 52 cents. And that'll give you 1.923 million shares. You'd need 1,923,077 shares today. And I think you'd be absolutely mad to have this amount in HOVR to have $1 million today. But now let's get you excited. We're going to first look at EHANG's market cap. So we seen HOVR's was just over the 16 million, where EHANG is 1.441 billion. So how we'll work it out, we'll go 1.441 billion, and if we divide that by 16.365 million, that'll give us a multiplier of 88.022. So if we times the share price by 88.022, that'll give us a share price of HOVR of 45.77. So for $1 million at this new share price, you go 1 million divided by 45.77, and that gives you 21,848 shares. So you'll need 21,848 shares of $1 million at EHANG's current market cap. Now, make sure to wait around till the end of the presentation and I'll tell you how much that will cost you today at that current market cap. So then looking at Archer's market cap. Archer have a market cap of 4.079 billion. If we divide that by the 16.365 million market cap of HOVR, you'll get a very big multiplier of 249.190. So if we multiply the share price by 249.190, we'll get a price of 129.58. So if you believe you can get to Archer's market cap without dilution, it'll be 129 0.58. To get 1 million, you'd go 1 million and divide that by 129.58. And that gives you 7,717 shares. So 7,717 shares are needed to have $1 million at Archer's market cap. And again, at the end of the presentation, I'll tell you how much this costs today. So then we're looking at Joby's market cap. And it's getting bigger. So Joby's market cap is 5.215 billion. And that's amid this recent pullback. We have been much higher. So 5.215 billion divided by 16.365 million gives you a multiplier of 318.607. 318.607 of the current share price would give you 165.68. So if you believe HOVR is going to get to 165.68 without dilution, and I want to reiterate that, all this is done without dilution. If you're doing this, you need to be taking dilution into account as the years go by. And looking at HOVR, you're going to have to take some extreme dilution into account. So at $1 million, you'd go 1 million divided by 165.68, and that'll give you 6,036 shares. That's 6,036 shares needed to have $1 million if HOVR was to make Joby's market cap. Now, what you've all been waiting for. But before we get into it, make sure to bang that like button. Now, how much is it going to cost at today's price to have these sort of valuations? But we're going to first start with EHANG. So we said 21,848 shares at today's price would be 11,360.96. So you could go at opening bell and put 11,360.96 in HOVR and leave it until it's EHANG's market cap if there was no dilution to take place. And in theory, you'd make $1 million. However, I would not advise this. At Archer's, you'd go 7,717 shares. So at today's price, it'd be 4,012.84. And now I can kind of see why people are so excited about HOVR, but I wouldn't touch it at the moment. Then at Joby's. So we've seen Joby has the biggest market cap, and you'd need 6,036 shares of HOVR and keep it to Joby's market cap, and that would cost you 3,138.75 today to acquire that amount of HOVR. Now guys, let me know how much HOVR any of you have. I'm going to be dead honest, I have 0 and I don't intend on buying it. However, if you want us to look at it for the road to glory, do let me know. Let's get back to the studio to discuss this a little bit more. I'm more bullish when it comes to Archer and Joby Aviation. They're the two juggernauts in this. And then with EHANG dominating the Chinese market, they're just going to take over there. However, I can see why some people are playing around with HOVR just because they see these valuations and you see these 16 million market cap. Now, I haven't done much research on HOVR, and if you want me to do a bit more, please let me know. And then if you want to see more $1 million stock analysis, make sure to check out this playlist next, and we've got Archer and Rocket Lab included.